Hi, I'm Colette, and I'm here today on my Whichways channel, and I'm going to talk briefly about the sacred sources for the names of our English weekdays, and then I'm going to spend some time talking about the magic and deities associated with each weekday. Some witches like to do this to add potency or a little more depth to their spells, right action, right time, but you don't have to. You can just view this just for interest if you want. This is time stamped, and what that means is if you want to jump straight to the magical association section or then go back and watch the history and the sources of the names, you can do that by hoovering your cursor over the timeline. All right, let's jump into the sacred sources, the history, the background of the names of the days of the week. First, I want to say that 7 days a week and 4 weeks in a month was not always the case. There were a wide variety of customs worldwide, and there still are. But in the United States in particular, and in a lot of other countries that were colonized by Western European powers, the 7 day a week, 4 weeks in a month calendar has been adopted. And so I want to work with the magic of that. We don't know for sure when the first example of the 7 day a week calendar started, but we do know that about 4,000 years ago in a country called Samaria, which is in the modern day countries of Iraq and Syria, they developed a calendar that had 7 days a week based on the moon cycle, based on that idea that it took the moon about 7 days to move through one phase, and that it took 4 of those phases to make up a full month. And of course, the moon takes more than 28 days to go through its cycle. And so they knew that, and they added leap days to compensate for that, much the same way that we do in our solar calendar. From there, the calendar was adopted by the Babylonians, who came later and lived in roughly the same geographic region of southern Iraq, and they influenced the Romans and Greeks, who often are the people who are credited with this idea of the 7 day a week, 4 week a month calendar. So the Romans thought this was a great idea, because up until then they had had an 8 day week, and I don't know what they did about months, but for whatever reason they decided that 7 days a week was a great way to go, and so they adopted the 7 day a week calendar, 4 weeks in the month, about 1700 years ago. The Romans decided that since there were 7 days of the week, and they could see 7 planets in the sky at night, that it would only make sense to name those 7 days after those 7 planets, which of course, those 7 planets were named after various gods of the Roman pantheon. The Romans took this idea of the 7 day week and they ran with it. They took it to all the areas that they conquered and colonized, including Germany and Britain, which were 2 of the main areas that contributed to English as we know it. It is also possible that many of those areas already knew about the 7 day week, whether or not they were using it, because they had been engaged in trade for hundreds of years with the Babylonians. Christianity and Hebrew traditions also helped spread the idea of the 7 day week. So now we have these Latin deity names for the days of the week in England, for the most part in the areas where Rome had conquered. But something happened. The the Roman Empire fell and the Romans left Britain. And in the wake of that, many things happened. However, one of the things that happened was that Saxons from Germany were brought into England, perhaps initially as mercenaries. There is a lot of debate whether the later waves came as natural migration of soldiers bringing their families over, or whether it happened by conquest. There's a lot of debate about that. However, whatever the case, the Anglo-Saxons spread over much of England and eventually became the ruling class. And one of the things that they did was change some of the names of the days of the week to honor their Anglo-Saxon gods. All right, let's jump into the magical associations now. And as I said, the weekdays were originally named after Latin deities, and some of these were changed to Anglo-Saxon deity names. And you can use this information to just simply appreciate the way our ancestors brought the sacred into their day-to-day life, or you can use it to support your magic and give it a little more potency if you choose. You don't need to, but some like to. You can simply listen to this as geeky, wonderful information. Monday is the moon's day, obviously so. It was originally associated with the Roman goddesses Selene and Diana, and also with the Greek goddess Luna. It is associated with the type of magic that is dreamlike and nighttime oriented, intuition, inner knowing, work where you need to delve into your inner self or perhaps your shadow side. Perhaps the moon can shed some light on that part of yourself. It is also associated with the power of female and femininity. And I'm not super big on gender stuff, but I would say that for those of you who identify on the female or femme end of the gender continuum, perhaps there's some powerful magic you could do around claiming that part of yourself. Tuesday was originally dedicated to the Roman god Mars and the Greek god Ares, who are both gods of war. However, in England, that was changed to that day of the week to recognize the god Tu, who was also a god of war, but was more complex. He was more nuanced. He was seen more as being concerned with the formalities of war and the way in which fairness played out and justice was upheld. So it's a good day to work with magic around contracts, legalities, and getting justice. Wednesday was originally named after the Roman and Greek gods Mercury and Hermes. They were the messengers of the gods. They had a little bit of trickster energy to them. They were also associated with wealth and travel. But that day's name was changed to honor another god, the Anglo-Saxon god Wodan. And I have to say, the name and spelling Wednesday made a whole lot more sense to me once I realized that its original form was Woden's Day. He was a powerful magician. A little bit more is known about his Norse and Germanic counterpart, Odin. He was a powerful magician. He was a leader, a traveler. He was seen as an elder and a father. And Odin in particular was seen as the bringer of magical wisdom. He was the deity that brought the sacred runes through. Wednesday is a good day to learn about magic, to take a class or teach a class. It's a good day to work on abundance, health, and healing. Thursday was named after the Roman Greek gods Jupiter and Zeus originally. However, this one was also changed to honor another Anglo Saxon god, Thor, and so it became Thor's Day. Thor was also a god of thunder. He was a weather god, a god of the forge. And so Thursday is a great day to do weather magic, to do luck magic, to do prosperity magic, or dedication, dedicating yourself to a certain tradition. And for those of you who work with metal, it's a great day to do metal magic. Friday was originally dedicated to the Roman goddess Venus and the Greek goddess Aphrodite. However, this is one that was changed to the name of an Anglo Saxon goddess. It was changed to honor Frigg or Frigg. She was an Anglo Saxon or Norse goddess of love. And her attributes also included divination and prophecy. A lot of people forget that Aphrodite and Venus are not just maidens, they're also mothers. And all that is true of Frigg as well. And so magic around motherhood, family, children, and protecting of such, as well as it being a good day to ask for a prophetic dream or to do some divination around your future. Friday was also a great day to do magic around love, sex, marriage, and passion, balance, and abundance. Saturday is dedicated to the Roman and Greek gods Saturn and Kronos. They were gods of time and foundations. They were seen as elder gods, father figures, older people who were wise. And it's a good day to do magic around setting down foundations for a project, protection, setting boundaries. It's also good to do magic around time as well. And so at last we come to Sunday, which is obviously named after the sun. The sun god in Rome was known as Sol and Helios in Greece. And they are good for any magic where you want to enhance your own brilliance or radiance. The name Sunday actually comes from the Norse goddess Suna. Sunday is also a good day for restoring vital health and strength and replenishment, building vitality back. I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you like it, hit the like button and subscribe to help with the algorithm. Put your questions in the comments below and I'll get back to them, and be well.